Hello everybody, welcome back to the Evilwuflers building show, and today I'm going to be building a windmill. So as you can see, I've got a massive field of wheat behind me. Yeah, and it needs a windmill to go with it, just to, lighten up the mood of this area. I'm going to build it on this little plateau here, and I'm going to get straight into recording a load of stuff. I'm just going to talk over it and tell you my thought process behind each of the things. So I hope you enjoy this episode of the building show. Woo! Okay, so I started off by getting out the circle chart, and I looked at a side circle that I thought might have been a good idea to use. So as you can see here, I start building a circle that I thought might be a good size to build it, because I don't know, circles are kind of nice in Minecraft. I move on to sort of trying to out some pillars out of wood. I don't know, it's just I quite like the colour of sort of the grey stone and sort of brown wood together. They look quite good, and here I'm just considering the sort of height that I'm thinking of having it. I get some oak wood as well to sort of mix it up a bit with the wood so that it doesn't all look like the same sort of dark brown colour, which is always good because having a bit of variation in there makes it like much more interesting for just the eye, for someone to look at it. So as you can see, I've done up 5 blocks, and then I started to build some beams because I love beams. Oh my god, I fucking love beams. That's so good. Just on the outside as well, it just makes the build sort of pop a bit more. It makes it more interesting because there's more depth to it. And then I'm also building the second layer. As you can see, it's just those few posts sticking up at the top, and then again with the stairs here, I'm just trying to add more depth to the build so that it sort of smoothly transitions into the top section, which I was thinking of building out of stone, because most windmills are built out of stone, but having a difference between the bottom layer and the top layer also makes it again more interesting for someone to look at, which is very important when building anything in Minecraft really, so just always consider that. And then again, I'm building where the shaft for the windmill holder thing is going to go, and I put a stone block down underneath where the windmill thing is, because that in real life that would be turning, so it sort of makes it seem like the stone block's been worn down, which makes it more interesting really as well. Just adds a little bit more of a depth. So here I start building the windmill propellery thing, but you can see that when it finishes, although it's fine, it looks like a windmill, great, it's way too close to the windmill, the main windmilly bit. As you can see here, it's way too close, the blocks are too close together. So again, I destroy it all and I remake it. Enough space so that it doesn't feel too close to your head as well. So I build it all up again. As you can see, it's much better now. There's a bigger sort of gap between the wood. Well, there's one block, but it sort of makes a significant difference in how the whole thing looks. And then I start building a roof. I'm thinking of going for an apex, or something in the middle, having one block in the middle that everything sort of leans in towards. As you can see, I couldn't build it there, it was way too close. So here we go, I start building the roof out of a different colour wood again. So instead of the oak wood, I just go for a slightly darker colour. Just more interesting again, just trying to mix it up with some different types of block, all similar colour, which is brown. Can't manage to place that block. There's the roof all done, and it looks fine. There's nothing really special about it, but it looks good. And then I decide I want to start doing some stuff with the bottom, sort of fix it up a bit as well. And also just adding more details in. So for example, I go around the edge here and I add stairs in, because it again smooth transitions into other colours, and it just makes it more interesting for you to look at. Adding some fence posts up the sides. Just again makes it more interesting. There's more depth to it, there's more shape to the whole thing instead of just being sort of hanging squares. And then I think I start working on the bottom. Yeah, I'm just changing up the block types along the bottom, just to make it more interesting. You get the nice different shapes from the cobblestone. There's a little doorway I can place later. And this is the part where I realised that the walls are too bland, so I need to break them up a bit. So here we go, I fix it up, give it a bit more depth. So you've got a beam running through the middle, and you've got some stairs holding it up. And I do this on all four all 4? Yeah, I do it on all 4 walls and add some white glass because I quite like the look of white glass. It looks better than the regular one. Blech. And I want to break up this big hanging bit of stone brick up here. So I'll add some cobblestone walls into it. So like little windows, but obviously not going to be looking out of them. So yeah, just make it a bit more interesting. Again, more depth by adding stone stairs, but I don't like the way they look on the top because it makes it look a bit strange. So I try different things, but neither of them look particularly good. So I just get rid of them, just place blocks again, and it looks fine that way. So I add stone bricks all the way around the bottom. Now I add some more shape to the outside of the build by adding some trapdoors on. These make it more interesting as well, and there's some leaves as well, because leaves always go well with the brown wood. And you can seriously, you can't go wrong with leaves. A few leaves in places always make builds look more interesting. So yeah, I add a few leaves around, and I put a torch on the front, there we go, and then I decided to make a bit more detail on the outside. So obviously it's a windmill, and there's wheat. I make a little pile of wheat outside, and then I think, oh, I could also make a little cart. And these are dead easy to make. You just put fence gates, trapdoors, a slab, and you put the wheat on top. And I also had a little license plate on the back. Yeah, because why not? So it's just a nice little detail, like little carts and stuff with wheat in them. And I also had a few more path blocks, which you make by right-clicking dirt with a shovel. This way I just pick the block. So again, here we go, I'm adding stone to the floor, sort of change it up a bit, make it a bit more interesting. It makes the whole thing look a bit better. Fixing up some of the walls where they're a bit boring. And here I'm making the grind, like the grindstone. I just added, so I've got a hopper, a dropper, and an anvil. Just details like that make it quite nice. A little pile of hay inside, all ready for grinding. A chest, a crafting table, and I put pressure rate on top as well. And then finally, I'm just play about with the back, because some windmills you see kind of have weird fins on the back. I could be wrong though, but yeah, there we go. And then just build a staircase up to it, and it's pretty much all done now. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you can join me in another episode of the building show. Also, a little side note, I'm sorry I've not been posting as much recently. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Because I've just been so busy with stuff with college, it's been really bad. But hey, I'm trying to get to a schedule again, so this is why I've been making this video. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Au revoir.